Hi, this is the Bratz Boyz Club, and I am Jesse. And today I have another Bratz Boy that I want to introduce to you. This one is sort of like a very kind of unique Bratz Boy, at least in my opinion, because there is a particular little thing to him that is very different as opposed to the others, and I will sort of show you why this is the case with him. Um, Not exactly as to like the reason behind it, but like I'm gonna show you why this is like a very peculiar kind of Bratz boy that I bumped into, and of course he was kind of pricey, more so than just for the collector's price or collectible items price, but because they're kind of like not rare, but just very uh, not very readily available, and I'm reasoning that maybe this is another little detail as to why they're very kind of like pricey. But I could be wrong, who knows, I'm not really sure. So, without further ado, the Bratz boy for today that I have to introduce to you is Mr. Kobe from the 2009 uh, Wildlife Bratz Boys. I don't really see if there is an edition for him or a complete like series or anything else, other than just pretty much him. I bumped into him and his other version of him on the auctions website that I frequent now. Uh, so I was really excited the first time I saw him. I was not really excited about the collectibles price attached to him though. So I was kind of like staying away from him for just a little bit because it just I he was pretty much outside of my budget and kind of still is. Right now, was only able to afford this one. I believe there were three on that auction website, like posted for immediate purchase. And Mr. Kobe here, he was just like the first one that came up, like all of a sudden, just a tad bit more affordable than the others, the other two. However, I still really want to get my hands on his other version, even though it's like $100 something more than he was, because I want to have both of them, both versions, which they're the same one, just like different slightly. They're kind of like what my cowboy Cades were. Like there was one that was different than the other, and they were both like I mean, at the time, they were both the same price, but they were both like different, just slight cosmetic changes, not too much of a big thing. Everything else, I believe, was identical. So this is once again, I'm going to repeat it, the 2009 Wildlife Bratz Boy Kobe, and the reason why I'm so excited about him is because I kind of like sort of noticed that his name was spelled, I wouldn't even say wrong, but I'm gonna go as far as saying different. Uh, I'm not really sure if this is the correct spelling or not, but it's totally different than what I'm used to seeing on the other boxes, which is Koby instead of what we're seeing here as Kobe, which is the first time I see that. So that's like the reason why I'm so psyched about it. I know it's not like the biggest thing, but it is kind of like, to me, the fact that he looks really super cute and hot and sexy like his buddies all the time. Of course he's a Bratz boy, he's super hot. But so anyway, the other version of him that I'm crazy about is the one that has a buzz cut, just like the Cowboys. This one has the longer hair, the other one has the buzz cut, but the other one is a little bit too expensive. And right at the moment, he's sort of like out of my reach, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to try to get him. Um, However, so this one showed up in the auctions website, and I was so excited because it was slightly like less than the other two, so I had to get him. And since he is from the mid 2000s, and I believe I'm going to repeat that again, 2009 wildlife Bratz Boy Kobe, spelled Kobe instead of Koby. Um, he doesn't really come with much. He's practically just inside the box, and he's got pretty much just himself, what he's wearing, and I believe he's got some tiny little like accessory thingies or excuses for accessories in there, and then that's what you get. There's pretty much nothing like extravagant like there was before. I'm gonna give the other side, and here he is. Ugh, let me hold him better because I don't want to damage the box. He was a little bit too pricey for me to damage the box. So here he is, a closer inspection of the box on the side. There he is. I gotta keep touching that screen. So there he is. So you saw both like sides of him, and of course the front side. So like I was saying, he has a couple of things there. To me, they're more like excuses for accessories because I'm used to like seeing boxes that are larger with lots and lots and lots of things, and I'm like so totally excited, but not much so in this one. And of course, you know, it's 2009, so it's expected. Like I've said before in most of my videos, MGA was going through some legal issues with that pathetic little excuse for a toy company, Mattel, but their disgusting little gross Barbie doll, because they were trying, of course, to steal the rights to the Bratz line, because of course it was one of the most popular dolls on the planet, of course including the Bratz Boyz. They were like right there as well. But anyway, so you have a couple of accessories here, pretty much nothing that big, just pretty much little things that go with him and his little wildlife adventure of sorts. And here's the front part of the box. You get to see the wildlife collection enter series name, and of course you get to see the Bratz Boyz logo as always, and then you get to see the name Kobe. And like I mentioned before, instead of being the Koby, it's the Kobe, which is pretty psyched and awesome. And then of course, always Mr. Hottie and sexy Kobe himself in the picture with his awesome hair and those sexy eyes and sexy cargo shirt or whatever you want to call it that he's wearing in there. And so the box pretty much is really tiny. It's like all the other newer boxes that they've got now. It's got a little background of like look safari-ish, kind of like greenish, kind of like outdoorish, kind of like, you know, adventurous kind of stuff. So the front is like clear plastic, so you can take a good look at him, and it's sort of like showcasing him. And of course, you're going to get the back of the box, which is more so art with the Bratz Boyz logo at the top. And then we get the wildlife name for the collectioner series under that. And then you get another little almost complete photo picture of Mr. Kobe from the Bratz Boyz, sexy hot, super hot and sexy Kobe, and one of the Bratz girls, whatever. And of course there's like this little wildlife kind of like background that's like greenish and stuff, and it's pretty awesome. And you get a little intro for Mr. Kobe, a little introduction. Let me see what it says. Kobe goes wild with safari style. Of course he does, don't they always? The Bratz Boyz are freaking amazing. They are always wild with style. So this is the back of the box. And it's amazing. It's gorgeous. It's epic. It's just not what I'm used to. It's like it doesn't have as much to it like as they used to have, which is fine. I'm just really like demanding when it comes to that. Like, and I really would hope that they had a lot more. But either way, I'm still excited. And now I'm going to tip the box over, and so you can take a look at the top of the box, and then the bottom. First, the top of the box, and you get to see Mr. Kobe. From the top, there's not much, like there, just the little tiny accessories and his gorgeous hair and his head and his everything pretty much of his at the top. The box, by the way, is in really good condition. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be, but yes, I'm totally like grateful that it was kept like almost mint condition. I'm really excited about most of these boxes. I think I mentioned this before in some of my other videos, that some of these collectors are like epic. They're amazing. They keep these boxes. I don't know where they keep them, that they're so like gorgeous. They're stunning. Like, they're so well kept, like almost store-bought. I'm just really thrilled. I was never this like amazing with my own boxes of my first 5 or the others that came after from Direct Look Store. And okay, so now I'm going to tip over the box from the bottom, and you can see the bottom of the box. Here we go. So it's pretty much the same thing as like the rest of it. You get like the Bratz Boy logo on the top here, and then the Wildlife Collectioner series name under it, and then you have a little bit of information down here. I'm not seeing the year of retail, but maybe you can. So here it is. Oh my god, that thing faded. So here it is. I'm not seeing anything there. I'm getting as close as possible to it, but I'm not seeing much there. Most of these, by the way, like, they don't have like a date or something of retail. So, oh, there's like, let's see, where is it? Like, there is the MGA logo, and then there's like another MGA thing or whatever. But I'm not seeing retail year anywhere here at all. So that's like the bottom of the box. So that was the bottom of the box, and I'm just really happy that I was able to add him to my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boyz that I will never stop purchasing, like, ever, because I'm so in love with them. For some reason, even now that I'm broke, I still want them. So I just really wanted to have him because I really wanted to have one of the other two that were available in the auction website, but they were going for a lot more money. So I thought, well, I can't really do it like right now because it's too expensive. But sort of like this came up like later, and he showed up, and he was like $100-something less. So I'm like, oh my god, I totally have to have him. Totally has to be part of my sexy hot stuff collection of Bratz Boyz that I have. And so here he is. And even though like he may not be 100% perfect, he's almost perfect, and I am so excited to have him in my ever-growing collection of Bratz Boyz. So yes, this was the video for today, and once again, he is my gorgeous and studly and babylicious 2009 Wildlife Bratz Boy Kobe. And don't forget, he is Kobe, spelled as in K-O-B-E, for some reason. I really don't know the answer to that question, because I have it myself. Like, why is his name spelled that way when it's like spelled differently in the other kind of versions of him? So I'm like, okay, well, whatever that is. Probably I'll figure it out later, and I can add it to his little tiny bio in his video, which I will probably do. But if you probably like him, maybe you can drop me a line or message me in my Bratz Boy Club channel. Whichever, that's fine. Hopefully you get to drop by and be introduced to my gorgeous and studly Kobe. If not, it's cool too. But either way, hopefully you like this video, and I'll be uploading another video soon. I may have a little tiny surprise because I've been sort of like very kind of like wild about a specific collection or series that I almost have complete. So the next video will bring up like one of the Bratz Boys that I'm like so totally wild about, and I cannot really wait for that. So either way, if you drop by, thank you so much for dropping by, and hey, how you doing? And glad you met my gorgeous stealthy Kobe. And pretty soon I'll upload another video again with another Bratz Boy that hopefully will grab your attention, or not, whichever. And I'll have a little bit or bits of information of them too, as well as this one. And but either way, thank you so much for dropping by. Thank you if you didn't drop by as well. And we'll see you until the next time when I upload another video of yet another one of my Bratz Boys that will be part of my ever-growing collection. And thank you very much for watching. We will see you then. Bye.